Guys, Brad from Team Crimson here with
Dekin.
And today we're talking about the stream with the Shiranui reveals along with the emergency ban list. Cue title sequence. Alright, so we got a lot of spicy news to cover, so let's go ahead and get into it right away. We're going to cover Shiranui first because we're going to talk about Shiranui for a little bit, but we're going to talk about the emergency restriction a lot more. So
yes.
Let's go ahead and get into the Shiranui news, which has me very excited, by the way. This is the grade 1, right? Yeah. So there was a grade 1 card revealed. Stealth Beast, Tobatashi? Not sure. Grade 1, 8k body, continuous rear guard. During your turn, if you have a token unit, all of your token units and this unit get power plus 5k. Auto, rear guard, Vanguard circle. If you or your opponent's Vanguard have the same grade, the ability's cost may be paid with Soul Blast 1. When placed, Counterblast 1. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with Shiranui and its card name from among them, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck. Awesome. Love it.
Great promo.
Love it. That's
the promo. They revealed that was a promo along with the Genesis promo.
Oh, that is the promo. That is a promo.
Pretty damn good promo.
That's an amazing promo.
Yeah, I don't think they revealed a grade 1 on stream.
And then the other main one, which is Stealth Dragon Shiranui. The triple R. So Stealth Dragon Shiranui, grade 3, protect, 12k body. Act, Vanguard circle, cost, discard a card, search your deck for up to 1 Demon Stealth Dragon Shiranui Oboro, ride it as stand, and then shuffle your deck.
Current.
Auto, rear guard circle, one of your attacks of Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Shiranui in its card name, this unit gets power plus 10k until end of turn. Then at the end of that battle, cost, put this unit into your soul, draw a card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's rear guards, and return it to his or her hand. If it was returned, your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand and discards it. Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Let's get on to the main one though, which is the VR of the set. That's Demon Stealth Dragon Shiranui Oboro, grade 3, protect, power 12k. Continuous Vanguard circle. During your turn, if you have 2 or more cards in your soul with Shiranui in their card names, this unit gets power plus 15k, and you perform drive checks for the battles your Mask of Domination token attacked. Act, Vanguard circle, once per turn, cost, Counterblast 1, discard a card, choose a unit card from your opponent's rear guard or drop zone, and then bind it. If you bound a card, call a Mask of Domination token to your back row center rear guard circle, and until end of turn, that token gets the original grade, power, critical, and abilities of the card bound by this effect, and can attack from the back row center rear guard circle. At the end of that turn, remove the token. And then they revealed the Mask of Domination token, which looks pretty cool, actually.
Oh, yeah. It looks awesome.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Shiranui, it's amazing.
Awesome. Like, just when they revealed that the token could just copy the abilities of any unit that they bind, oh my. That allows you to, just off the top of my head, I can name 2 decks that would be insanely abusable with. MLB, and what it was, I just said I could name it, and Messiah. Force and Protect, and you can just call your Shiranuis from your drop zone that go into Soul and draw you cards. For no reason. That's awesome. Like, I love the new mechanic. Everyone thought it was going to be you call something, your opponent calls something, it attacks. You do this and that, it attacks your Vanguard. But no, this is by far way better. So much interaction, and it will be very annoying to play against.
It's quite awesome. You will have to know some of your matchups for sure.
Oh yeah.
So if you're playing on Blandis deck, you're gonna want to know some of your matchups. But like,
yeah,
that's spicy. I quite like it.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very good. I also we knew the rolling with the drive checks. We know all that stuff. Obviously, the when placed abilities aren't going to work.
Yeah.
But auto and act abilities should be able to work still. And then I just read this. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but if you bind a rear guard on a circle with Force 2, the token also gets the 2 crits.
Yes.
So that's kind of spicy too.
Yeah. It just takes that Brufus skill of the power and the crit, but then adds more on top of it.
It's quite good.
Awesome.
It is quite good. It's very, very, it's the only thing, I get it because, you know, you're getting 2 protect markers basically. So, you know, you ride into Shiranui and then do the discard, you know, or you get protect and then you do the discard, superior ride into Oboro, protect again, and then do the discard to, you know, get the token and stuff. That's quite nice. I do worry about having to discard 2 cards in order to activate an ability. However, I know that's me being, I gotta say that's me nitpicking because this is very amazing and it's able to do so much with, I don't know, so little, I guess.
Just so little that you're getting, but it's just getting so much value off of it.
Yeah.
Because then you just, on top of it, like if you have the 2 Shiranui on drop zone, it refunds the discard 2 cost for the twin drive. Because you're almost always going to be getting rid of a grade 3 or greater. And if you're playing against Messiah, you can not only target their main grade 3 VR, you can also target their grade 4 and get rid of that. Same thing going against like MLB, you can just get rid of theirs. You can get rid of overlords. It like allows you to get rid of stuff so that they can't they can't get it back. Especially for decks that can recycle like the 3 that I just listed. And it just enables so much different plays for every single matchup. No one matchup is going to be the same. That's awesome. I love that.
It's a very, very interesting deck. I like the spot removal. I like the drawing abilities from Shiranui, the gaining power. Like, I don't know. I don't see it being oppressive or anything in the meta, but I think it could be meta. Yeah, it could be meta. Yeah, you could almost view it as something that's anti-meta.
Oh yeah, especially because they can do
an anti-meta deck.
Yeah.
Like Gauntlet Buster.
They can just steal some of Shadow's stuff, spot removal, some of their ones and stuff and 3s, and like they can get rid of their cards they need, which I mean stays true to them screwing Shadows over. So I like it. I've said that a lot, but I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so yeah, that's it for card reveals. Now on to the spicy news. Little bit of a segue into this topic. I have been preparing my meta-analysis video, and it was making me quite depressed because if you haven't been paying attention to results, Luard has been is a tier 0 deck. It absolutely is. We were getting a little worried with some of the results for week 1, but it's week 1, so we like to not put too much stock into week 1. You still have to count it, but don't put too much stock into it. Week 2 results were worse. You saw, what was it? There was a tournament with the top 10, 9 of the decks were Luard.
Yeah.
You had several tournaments where top 5 were all Luard.
Yeah, there's a couple of decks splashed in
and
there.
It's mostly due. It's not due to anything that Luard does. Luard's fine. Like nothing's wrong. It gains advantage. It's the player base coming up with the idea for the superior ride going in, so that then you can immediately go into this absolutely ridiculous turn while your opponent's on grade 2.
Yeah, grade 2
and
the very earliest.
And netting ridiculous advantage.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
So not only are you calling a crap ton of cards, you're also drawing a crap ton of cards, and then you're pressuring with ridiculous amounts of power and crits almost everywhere. So
and you're able to nuke some of your opponent's board with Luard himself.
Yep. So it was clearly a problem. Tier 0. They immediately. I gotta give Bushiroad props. A little bit of props.
Because they still made it.
Yeah, they still made the problem. So, but their emergency list revealed today that they are choice restricting Dragheart Luard with Skullwitch Nemain, which sort of fixes the problem.
Yeah, it definitely makes it less consistent.
It makes the deck less consistent. You have to draw, in order to get the Superior Ride to still go off, you have to, get your grade 1 still, any grade 1, doesn't matter, obviously just for the ride target things.
Yeah.
But then you need Blaster, Dark, and Bend, the grade 2. So you still have to be able to get those cards in order to actually go off.
Yeah.
It's not saying that's difficult, because that's going to be...
Yeah, it went from a 90% chance to about a 40% chance of every game getting it off.
It's kind of like an Anger Blader situation where you can open up with your Exodia hand and you'll be great, whereas that's kind of what Luard is going to have to become. But I see Luard dropping off a little bit.
Oh yeah,
not a little bit, significantly. Now the question is, will it still be tier 1?
I think so, because even just online, you see people throughout the day. I've seen people say that it kind of kills regular Luard, in a way, because you got rid of Nemain, which I agree was probably the right choice to get rid of Nemain, because it just allowed you to turn 1 set up and guarantee have it by calling the grade 2, and then turn 2 calling the grade 1 for the Superior Ride. Like it allowed it so easy. But now that that's gone, yeah, they're gonna play 4 copies of Bend now and do maybe 1 other grade 1 teched in slot, kind of a reverse flip flop of how it was with Nemain, and it's gonna be a lot harder to get Superior Ride off. In the sense of, yeah, you will have to draw the Exodia hand, but it's still gonna hurt the deck as a whole, because Nemain was a free +1 to board every turn and was callable out by Lifeall, and then it just allowed you to do so many different combos, and plus a whole ton with just Nemain. Now you have to have Lifeall, and you have to have your it's Drag Strider to call stuff out, and you have to have your Morfessa. That's your main plus engine now. But I think it's still going to be tier 1. It still might be the best deck, or it might be the second best deck, in my opinion. For the current meta we're in now, I don't know what'll happen later, but I think it's still going to be the best deck, and I think PBO will kind of creep up there with it.
I think it's going to drop to the 2nd or 3rd spot, in my opinion. I think it'll drop to that because of the less consistency, and then you're also going to see a lot of players drop it, only because there was a lot of players picking it up because of how absolutely ridiculously insane it was. It didn't have to do with them actually liking Shadow Paladins or wanting to play something. It's just, I want to go in and I want to win, kind of mentality. So
yeah, especially because it's tournament season. I
think, yeah, and there's a lot of people do that. That's just fine. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, but you are going to see that drop off. I will see. I do think it's going to drop off pretty significantly. I think it'll probably be in the 2nd or 3rd spot, somewhere behind Shar Harat, Night Rose, and Overlord maybe. But yeah. But this is good news, because Bushy saw that we were having a tier 0 format. They've been doing so well with Standard lately. Standard has,
nuts.
yeah, Standard was, I mean, obviously there are clearly the 2 or 3, slightly better decks that you might want to play and prefer overall. However, for the most part, a lot of these Standard decks you could go in and you could still do very, very well in a tournament. You could even win the whole thing with that deck. A lot of stuff was very much around the same power level. And then they did the Bushy thing, and then they screwed it up. And they screwed it up severely bad.
Yeah.
With the release of Shadow Paladin, because of course it's Shadow Paladin. Yeah, so I think it was the right move to do. I do say it is debatable on, I think it's very debatable on whether Nemain was the right call or not. And I know Shadow Paladin players are going to whine because, it's Nemain and stuff, and losing it from their Luard deck and everything like that. I get it. I understand. The deck pluses so much already. Yes, you can definitely have the argument on whether Nemain was the right call, and whether or not maybe they should have restricted PVD into PVD with Luard. That way that doesn't go off. Maybe they should have restricted Bend. I don't know, but I don't know necessarily what was the right call. A lot of us don't. We'll have to wait and see, because maybe Nemain was the right call, and maybe we see Luard just slightly drop off like we are thinking it's going to. Or maybe we're going to see Luard still be at absolute dominance because it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And then they have to bring the banhammer again.
Yeah, I think if they do that, they would unrestrict Nemain and just restrict PVD as a whole.
I know, but
which
that
would
makes
suck. But
the problem though is
the problem is the Superior Ride on top of all the plussing they have.
No, the problem with doing that and releasing yet another, if like 2 weeks from now, and it's still tier 0 or borderline tier 0, and like still just has the absolute dominance and stuff that we have been seeing, and it's still there, and Bushy has to come out with another ban list to fix the mistake. It looks really bad. It already looks really bad for Bushy, because it looks like the R&D department screwed up and didn't know they missed something.
Oh, yeah.
And they missed something really bad. So they missed this, then they have to go and correct it. And then what if the correction isn't the right correction? That's what I'm saying. What if now they have to come back and fix their correction? That's going to look, that's optically, that's going to look horrible, because they can't get their shit together.
I think, and I hope this was the right call. I still think it'll be the best, if not second best deck, but I think it was a bold move in the first place because it's Shaolin. So like their favorite clan, they gotta just like smack it on the wrist and tell it no. I think that hurt them, but I think this is a pretty good call overall, because hopefully it stops it or slows it down at least, so that way other decks can get in, and then maybe this next set they come out with can kind of check it a little bit. And I don't know.
We shall see. But that's going to be it from us for this episode. Tune in later in the week. We're going to be going to our locals soon. Going to be trying to get a couple deck profiles for Silver Dust Blaze up. I want to get a Link Joker deck profile up, and we're going to try to get a Oracle Think Tank deck profile up as well. I'm also going to be posting my Blade Master deck build at some point later in the week, so look out for all of those. The debate video that I was working on prepping and stuff that is now officially ruined was going to be titled Luard, what should happen to it? Tier 0. I had a whole page and like scripts started working, and yeah, so because I was angry, but that's sort of fixed. We'll see. But yeah, that's it from us for this time. Again, tune in later in the week. Let us know in the comment section what you think. Do you think that the main hit was the right hit? Do you think they should have hit something else? Are you a salty Shadow Paladin player right now? We have a salty Shadow Paladin player in our group, so like, I'm sure he's very salty. So, but that's it. We'll see you next time. Bye.